Hello, welcome back to the Missouri Constitution unit. Today we want to focus on the actual Missouri Constitution. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to it. The Missouri Constitution, like the U.S. Constitution, it begins with the preamble. Now, the preamble, just like in the federal document, talks about why the Missouri Constitution is going to be set up and the purpose for the document. Different from the U.S. Constitution, the Missouri Constitution includes the Bill of Rights as Article 1. Now, if you'll remember, the U.S. Constitution included the Bill of Rights as the first 10 amendments. So they were not a specific article in the U.S. Constitution. Here in the Missouri Constitution, our state Bill of Rights is an article. And also, following the Bill of Rights are the rest of the articles, which set up different aspects of our government. You'll notice as we go through the document that there are 13 articles in the Missouri Constitution, whereas there are 7 in the U.S. Constitution. And the reason that there are more articles is because the Missouri Constitution only deals with the state of Missouri. And because of that, it can get into a lot more specific detail on different aspects of our government. So let's get then to the document itself. I'm going to send you the link to this specific version of the Missouri Constitution. It's really cool. It includes, as we scroll down here, it includes the Act of Admission, which starts off by saying an act to authorize the people of the Missouri Territory to form a constitution and state government and for the admission of such state into the Union on an equal footing with the original states and to prohibit slavery in certain territories. So that talks about how we were going to be admitted as a state. The Ordinance of Acceptance, thereby Congress, and then the proclamation by the President of the United States at the time of Missouri statehood, and that was James Monroe. So anyway, getting into the actual document, it starts off here, as you see, with the preamble. It says, "We, the people of Missouri, with profound reverence for the supreme ruler of the universe and grateful for his goodness, do establish this Constitution for the better government of the state." And that was taken from our original Constitution, or one of our earlier constitutions. Next, after the preamble, like I said before, comes the Bill of Rights. And you see there that we actually have 34, and I'll see if I can make this a little bigger for you. We actually have 34 sections in our Bill of Rights. So whereas we had 10 amendments in our U.S. Bill of Rights, we have 34 amendments here in the Missouri Bill of Rights. And again, we have more because the Missouri Constitution can be more specific because it just deals with Missouri citizens. So then next, after the Bill of Rights, and this goes into lots of specific detail about it. Article 2 talks about the distribution of powers, otherwise known as separation of powers. Article 3 sets up the legislative department, which is our lawmaking body, or Congress. At the Missouri level, it's called the General Assembly. We even have a section about the state lottery. Obviously, that's not going to be in the U.S. Constitution. If you scroll down even more, we'll end up at the executive department, eventually. Lots of stuff on the legislative department. Executive department, which includes the governor, lieutenant governor, and people that work in that branch. We have specific sections in the executive branch on agriculture, social services, mental health, insurance, all sorts of stuff. Then we'll eventually get down to the judicial branch, which includes our state Supreme Court and other state level courts. We have after we get past the judicial branch, we have a specific section, a specific article dealing with local governments in the state of Missouri. Then we also have sections dealing with education, which is fantastic. We have a section dealing with taxes, railroads, amending the Constitution, public employees, and then, of course, we have the index. So, as I said earlier, the Missouri Constitution is much more detailed, much more specific, because it only applies to a small group of people. So that's why it's able to be so specific. Now, what I want you to do, and this is for a class discussion, I want you to access the Missouri Constitution, and I want you to look at the Bill of Rights. There are 34 of them. And I want you to scroll through there, and I want you to pick one or two that you think that you want to talk about in class. Like if you have a question about it, you think it sounds weird, maybe you think you see some similarity between the U.S. Constitution and the Missouri Constitution with that specific right. But I want you to go ahead, flip through those, and be ready to post it to the Padlet wall sometime this week in class. So if you have any questions, let me know.